Today we're talking oyster mushrooms. It's spring. I actually shot this in the fall, and oyster mushroom season, there's a lot of different oysters. I'm going to use three different types here. Well, only two are going to be kind of demonstrated, but I cooked some blue oysters too. These are king oysters, and these I'm going to cut in half so that we have a cut side, a cut face to caramelize on the grill. And then I have the Saccharomyces cerevisiae, or the oysterling, that come up in the fall, and you can see how big they are. I was just dying to put these things on the grill, and you can do this with whole clusters of, say, golden oysters that are going to be ready in the spring right now here in the Midwest, especially if you're out hunting morels. They love to grow on dying elm trees and rotted elm trees. Then we're going to start a fire. Of course, you can do this on a propane grill, but there really is no substitute for the flavor that you get from a wood fire. And you can see I'm going to have my burning logs on the outside of the grill there, and we'll get to controlling the heat in a second. And it's always important to make sure you scrape and clean the grill off and then oil the grill lightly. I just have a greased paper towel or a rag, and then we take the mushrooms and put them on there. I have not seasoned these with salt yet. I'm going to wait. We're going to season them afterward. That's kind of a tricky thing. They can be kind of bland. The salt can fall off on some of them, like the king oysters. I'll put a little salt there. The gills will hold the salt on those. But the king oysters we won't even really worry about until later. I got a fire there. So what we're going to do, we don't want the flames directly touching our food because it can make them taste a little smoky and not in a good way. It should be a compound called zinc oxide. So I turn that log over so it's just coals. And we're going to cook these low and slow. Just look at that. That is exactly what you want. Keep them off to the side or have a hot spot and a cool spot on the grill. The king oysters are coming along nicely. Then take the mushrooms off. And this should take like 15 to 20 minutes at least, or even longer, to get really nice caramelization. Now, one thing we'll make, you can obviously just eat them as a side dish. One thing I did was just having them with some aioli. You can have garlic aioli, a little lemon aioli. Sometimes they're kind of the same. I have some black truffle aioli I'm going to serve them with, but a little condiment. But one of the keys here is we're going to cut the mushrooms into bite-sized pieces, and then we're mixing them in a bowl with a few things, just a little parsley here, and we're going to season them with salt. This is where you adjust the seasoning. Because if you just put them on a plate, they might be a little bland. So we have our seasoned grilled mushrooms, a little condiment. That's lovely. Another thing you can do with them, and this really is a little more punchy seasoning, is we can kind of marinate them a little bit. So we'll grate about half a clove of garlic. Grated garlic is very strong compared to minced garlic. Then juice of half a lemon, a couple tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and then instead of just parsley this time, we're going to add parsley and another more flavorful herb, and that's going to be mint. And we're going to add some hot chili too. Mint is so good with hot chili and mushrooms in cold dishes, warm dishes. Oh, I just love it. And I'm going to leave the pieces of mushroom a little bit bigger on this one so people can eat them with a knife and fork. You can kind of do it however you like. Put those in a bowl, mix them up. You can eat them right away or let them sit. That is a nice mushroom side dish. You can see they needed plenty of salt. Just make sure to adjust your seasoning. Make sure they taste good to you. There you go. Simple grilled oyster mushrooms and two different ideas for ways to serve them. Full recipes on my website. There's a link at the top of the video description for that. Thanks for watching.